Hello everyone, I am Dr. Rani Kommidi, working as a contract lecturer in Government Degree and PG College, Siddipeta, Department of Botany. Today we are discussing about the nitrogen metabolism and nitrogen fixation. So these two topics are discussed in this class. First we go to the nitrogen metabolism. Introduction. What is nitrogen metabolism? So nitrogen in the atmosphere is found in gaseous form and measures about the 78.08% in value. This elemental nitrogen is not available to the higher plants, but certain prokaryotics, for example blue-green algae and bacteria, these prokaryotic organisms can utilize it. However, higher plants can utilize nitrogen only in combined form. There are following four types of the nitrogen sources, that is nitrate nitrogen, ammonia nitrogen, organic nitrogen, molecular nitrogen. So in this introduction, nitrogen is an essential constituent of all biomolecules, both in plants and in the animals. Most of the plants obtain nitrogen from soil in the form of nitrate or ammonium ion, but it is limited. Atmospheric constitutes 78.08. So in this slide we can put in 78% approximately. Atmosphere consists 78% of molecular nitrogen, but plants unable to convert this molecular nitrogen into a useful form because the lack of the enzyme nitrogenase. So only prokaryotic organisms, the blue-green algae, either blue-green algae or some of the bacteria, these prokaryotic species possess this enzyme only nitrogenase. So the process of nitrogen metabolism, generally we can see in slide, nitrogen, it is a most prevalent essential macro elements which regulates plant growth, especially in agricultural systems. Main source of nitrogen for the construction of nitrogenous organic compounds is the atmosphere. The main source of the nitrogen is atmosphere only. So the plants required higher amount of nitrogen as it is important in their structure and metabolism. But unfortunately, most of the plants cannot utilize it in this elementary form. So they have to depend on the soil and they acquired nitrogen in inorganic form, either as ammonium compounds or as nitrate compounds. This is the process of nitrogen metabolism. So the nitrogen metabolism means the atmospheric nitrogen, N2 form of nitrogen can convert into different nitrogen compounds that are either ammonium or nitrate form of the NH3 plus or NO2 minus or NO3 minus. These three forms are the modified or nitrogenous compounds. These forms only the plants is observed to their metabolic actions. So the nitrogen metabolism, it is includes both anabolic and catabolic process. Anabolic process are nitrogen fixation, amino acid synthesis, protein synthesis. So anabolic process are included in three steps. First one is the nitrogen fixation, second one is the amino acid synthesis, and third one is the protein synthesis. Catabolic processes are included in three steps, that is proteolysis and amino acid destruction. Second one is the denitrification, and third one is the nitrification. So the nitrogen metabolism, overall nitrogen metabolism included two parts. First one is the anabolic process, and second one is the catabolic process. So now we can see the anabolic process, that is the nitrogen fixation. What is nitrogen fixation? So you can see the slide, nitrogen fixation. We can talk about the topic of nitrogen fixation. Generally, the nitrogen fixation, the conversion of atmospheric dinitrogen into a chemical form, that is the nitrogen fixation. So the nitrogen fixation is generally four important processes, that is the transformation of atmospheric gaseous nitrogen, in this microbes and certain photosynthetic bacteria and blue-green algae. So these organisms into the combined form of NH4+. So this is the nourishing the bacteria and the green plants. This process is generally called biological nitrogen fixation. The nitrogen transformation of atmospheric gaseous nitrogen, that is generally first one. Second one is the transformation in soil of organic nitrogenous compounds. In this, the decomposition, generally arising from decomposition and autolysis of all forms of the biological substances, or from excrete of animals, or forms products of metabolism of the living soil organisms. These all are converted into NH4+ ions. So in this, the nitrogen fixation is generally conversion of the atmospheric dinitrogen, the form of the N2. N2 form is converted to the chemical form of the plants, which plants and microbes can use for growth, that is called the nitrogen fixation. What is nitrogen fixation? The conversion of atmospheric dinitrogen, that is N2 form, into a chemical form which plants and microbes can use for growth, that is called as the nitrogen fixation. So this process is also called biological nitrogen fixation also. So because it is accomplished by three sets of organisms. So first one is the consisting of microbes inhabiting in ecto or endosymbiotic association with a number of plants. The nitrogen fixation is divided into two types. First one is the non-biological nitrogen fixation, and second one is the biological fixation. And first we can see the non-biological nitrogen fixation. Non-biological nitrogen fixation, you are see the in some of the equations in this slide. The microorganisms do not take place. They found in rainy season during the lightning. So in this non-biological nitrogen fixation, any type of the microorganisms are not involved. This is only depending upon the environmental factors, that is the rainy season during the lightning form and the photo lighting of the timings. The nitrogen N2 form is converted into different forms of the nitrogenous compounds. So first in the environmental, in the atmospheric, N2 is 78.5 or 78.8% of nitrogen is available in the atmosphere. The to atmospheric dinitrogen, it is combined with the oxygen. So N2 plus O2 giving rise the 2NO. that is the nitric oxide in the presence of lightning. In the presence of the atmospheric nitrogen combines with the oxygen, they can form the nitric oxide in the presence of the lightning. And second step we can see that nitric oxide again combines with the oxygen molecule. It gives rise to the nitrogen peroxide 2NO2 in the this reaction is in the presence of oxidation process. So the nitrogen peroxide, it is combines with the water molecule 2NO2 plus H2O. It gives rise the HNO2 plus HNO3. So these two forms are derived from the nitrogen peroxide plus water molecule. These two forms combine to form a HNO2 plus HNO3, nitric oxide and nitrous oxide. And the NO2 again nitric oxide, nitrogen peroxide is combines with the water molecule at the same time oxygen. So it's formed as the nitric oxide, HNO3 nitric oxide. So in the atmospheric we can in the soil calcium oxide plus nitric oxide, these two forms are combined with form a calcium nitrate. In this reaction the water molecule are also formed. So and HNO3, that is nitric oxide plus NH3, these two forms are combined with form a ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3, that is ammonium nitrate. And the seventh reaction HNO2 plus NH3, these two forms are combined with arises or form a ammonium nitrite, NH4NO2. So in the sixth and seventh steps, sixth step is they denote it is the ammonium nitrate and seventh step is ammonium nitrate. These two forms are converted అంటే N2 మనకి just generally the dinitrogen N2 form is converted to the ammonium nitrate and ammonium nitrite. These two forms are formed from the ammonium formed from the dinitrogen N2 form of this. So the in the environmental factor or atmospheric compound of the N2 is converted to the ammonium nitrate and ammonium nitrate. These two forms are derived from that N2 form, that is called as the non-biological nitrogen fixation. And second one is, it's very important point of that biological nitrogen fixation. Biological nitrogen fixation means the fixation of the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous salts with the help of microorganisms. The conversion of atmospheric nitrogen, dinitrogen, into a chemical form which plants and microbes can use for growth. In this, plants and microbes they can use for their growth, that is called as the nitrogen fixation. So this is also biological nitrogen fixation also. So it is two types. Biological nitrogen fixation is two types. First one is the symbiotic nitrogen fixation and second one is the non-symbiotic or asymbiotic nitrogen fixation. So in the biological nitrogen fixation, it generally consisting of microbes inhabiting it ecto or endosymbiotic association with a number of plants, and microorganisms living in the soil, they can independent of host plants, that is for example Azotobacter and Clostridium, and the group of photosynthetic bacteria and blue-green algae. So nitrogen gas at high temperature of generally 400 degrees centigrade to the 500 degrees centigrade and high pressure about 200 bars. They can combines chemically with hydrogen gas and make ammonia. So in this process, generally this process is very much useful in the manufacture of the various agricultural and industrial chemicals. So in this cyanides, cyanamides, nitrites and oxides are other forms of the fixed nitrogen and are also industrially synthesized but in limited amount. Nitrogen fixation includes chemical union of nitrogen with other compounds they can both found natural or industrially millions tons of the annually. So this is the biological nitrogen fixation. The classification of nitrogen fixing organisms, it takes place by two type of the microorganisms. First one is the asymbiotic or free living. Second one is the symbiotic. So in symbiotic, that live in association with other plants. In asymbiotic, we can call it as the free living organisms also. First we can see the non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation or asymbiotic nitrogen fixation. What is asymbiotic or non-symbiotic? Fixation carried out by free living microorganisms. Generally aerobic, anaerobic and blue-green algae. These three are the non-symbiotic nitrogen fixing microorganisms. So they are again of aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria and blue-green algae. The free living aerobic and anaerobic bacteria, they can occur in many soils, but they furnish significantly to the soil nitrogen under special conditions like a abundant plant tissues and high water content. So but in blue-green algae only they have the heterocyst, they can fix nitrogen. Blue-green algae have important contribution in rice fields also. So the presence of heterocyst is an indicative of nitrogen fixing ability in the free living form. So in slide we can see that bacteria fixing carried three types: aerobic bacteria, anaerobic bacteria and blue-green algae. So in bacteria, special type nitrogen fixing bacteria are generally free living. Aerobic is the, for example, Azotobacter and Biserinckia. Free living anaerobic bacteria is Clostridium. And free living photosynthetic bacteria are Chlorobium, Rhodopseudomonas. And free living chemosynthetic bacteria are Disulfovibrio thiobacillus. These are all the non-symbiotic nitrogen fixing bacteria. And free living fungi, one or two fungi also involved in that nitrogen fixing fungi, yeast and Pilularia. So the free living fungi are the main example is yeast. And very effective and important non-symbiotic fixing microorganisms are the blue-green algae. So the blue-green algae, for example, unicellular is the Gliotheca sinicoccus. These two are the unicellular blue-green algae. And some of the filamentous blue-green algae also, that is non-heterocystous, that is the Acylatoria. Acylatoria is the non-heterocystous cyanobacteria. It is also fix the atmospheric nitrogen into different forms of the nitrogenous compounds. And some of the filamentous heterocystous blue-green algae also they can fix the nitrogen, that is the Tolipothrix, Nostoc and Anabina. These different forms are all involved in the nitrogen fixing of the microorganisms. These are all the free living aerobic, anaerobic bacteria and some of the blue-green algae. These three types are all fix the bacteria in non-symbiotically. So in some of the lichens, the formation of heterocysts is not a prerequisite for nitrogen fixation. This is the non-symbiotic nitrogen fixation. And next we can see the symbiotic nitrogen fixation and biological nitrogen fixation. So the ability to fix nitrogen is found only in certain bacteria. Same live in a symbiotic relationship with plants of the legume. Some living organisms in a symbiotic relationship with plants of the legume, that the family is generally Fabaceae, soya bean, alfalfa and some of the Leguminosae family members all are symbiotically nitrogen fixed. Atmospheric nitrogen can modified into different compounds of the nitrogenous compounds. And some established symbiotic relationship with plants other than legumes, for example alders. And some nitrogen fixing bacteria, this is the free living in the soil. And nitrogen fixing cyanobacteria are essential to maintaining the fertility of semi-aquatic environment like the paddiers. So the biological fixation requires a complex set of enzymes and a huge expenditure of the ATP. Although the first stable product of the process is ammonia, this is quickly incorporated into protein and other than nitrogen compounds. Scientists estimate that biological fixation globally adds approximately 140 million metric tons of nitrogen to ecosystem every year. So this is some nitrogen fixing organisms. For example, these are all the free living aerobic, anaerobic. Already we can see the earlier slide. Free living aerobic bacteria, Azotobacter, Beiserenchia, Klebsiella, cyanobacteria. Free living anaerobic bacteria, Clostridium, disulfur vibrio, purple sulfur bacteria, purple non-sulfur bacteria, green sulfur bacteria. Free living associative bacteria is Azospirillum, and symbionts are the Rhizobium frankia. These symbiosis mainly the Leguminosae family members, that is the root Rhizobium bacteria is association with the Leguminosae family members, and some of the frankia species also they can symbiosis the higher plants of the plant kingdom. So the symbiotic nitrogen fixation occurs in plants that harbor nitrogen fixing bacteria within their tissues. The best studied example is the symbiotic association between roots of legumes and bacteria of the genus Rhizobium. So symbiotic nitrogen fixing systems are found in many vascular plants and non-vascular plants. A number of angiosperms, generally members of family Leguminosae and other families, and gymnosperms and ferns are associated with various nitrogen fixing microorganisms. These vascular plants serve as hosts to the such microorganisms. So symbiotic nitrogen fixing system in non-vascular plants is represented by lichens also. In higher plants, nitrogen fixing microorganisms are found in small knob-like outgrowths. It can be called as the nodules, that are usually found laterally on roots, but in Azolla they are found in pockets of leaves. In symbiotic association, the bacterium receives carbon containing substances from the host and in turn provide fixed nitrogen to the plant. So thus in such symbiotic relationship, both the partners and benefited from each one. Symbiotic nitrogen fixation, the best studied example is the generally roots of legumes and bacteria of the genus Rhizobium. This association results from the root nodules in legume. Root nodules, it is a enlarged multicellular structure on roots. Legume Rhizobium association will fix 25 to 60 kgs of the molecular nitrogen annually. So now we can see the formation of a root nodule. So this is very important. In symbiotic nitrogen fixation, the first we can symbiotic nitrogen fixation by some prokaryotic organisms living in symbiotic association with higher plants. Some of the examples we can see already. Rhizobium and root nodules of the leguminous plants. The best suitable example is the symbiotic nitrogen fixation. It is association between the bacterium of Rhizobium and the roots of the leguminous plants. So you can see the slide. First, Rhizobium bacteria, it is a aerobic bacteria, saprophytic bacteria, rod-shaped bacteria, gram-negative and non-spore producing bacteria. The features of the Rhizobium bacteria is that aerobic, saprophytic, rod-shaped, gram-negative and non-spore producing bacteria. Generally, Rhizobium bacteria lives freely in the soil only. The root hairs of legumes secrete growth promoting substances into the soil. So you can see the slide. The root hairs of the legume plants, legume, it is secrete growth promoting substances into that soil. So in response to these substances, rhizobial cells move towards the root hair. The bacteria in turn secrete auxins. So the bacterium is secrete the auxins, that is only beta indole acid, IAA only. IAA is the natural auxin. Earlier studies we can discuss that plant growth substances, that is the auxin is most important to the plant growth hormone. So in that auxins is divided into two forms. First is the natural auxins, second is the synthetic auxins. So in this natural auxin only IAA, indole acid, that is beta indole acid, it is causing curling of root hairs of the leguminous plants. So through this disturbed root hair, the bacteria enter into the leguminous root. A membrane develops from the cell membrane of the root hair. So the membrane surrounds the bacterial cell and forms a thread that is called the infection thread. Within the infection thread, the bacterial cells divide and grow. The thread grows into cortex. On reaching the cortex, the thread releases the bacterial cells and growth promoting substances. So in response to auxins, the inner cortical cells become meristematic and divide repeatedly, forming root nodules. The cortical cells of the middle region of the nodule, it became a tetraploid. They are filled with bacteroids. So the chudandi first nodulation in legumes. This is the plant part. So the soil, in the soil, Rhizobium bacteria is living in the soil. So it is also closely associated with the root part of the plant. It secrete some of the root hairs. They can secrete growth promoting substances into the soil. So into that response, the Rhizobium cells move towards the root hair. Whenever the root hair is secrete some growth promoting substances, In response to that, rhizobial cells all are moved towards that root hair. So the bacteria, at the same time, bacteria also secrete auxins, that is IAA, beta indolestic acid. It causes to the curling of the root hair. So the formation of the disturbed root hair, the bacteria entering into the leguminous root, at the same time the membrane develops from the cell membrane of the root hair. So the membrane, it surrounds the bacterial cells and forms a thread that is called the infection thread. So you see the slide. First it's formed that infection thread, and infection thread, the bacterial cells divide and grow. In this, bacterial cells are divide and grow. It is thread all, it's grow into the cortex also. On reaching the cortex, the thread release the bacterial cells and at the same time growth promoting substances. In response to that auxins, inner cortical cells, it became a meristematic and divide repeatedly, forming the root nodules. The cortical cells of the middle region of nodule, it became a tetraploid. So the generally cytoplasm, the cytoplasm of the cells of nodule shows a red pigment. It can be cytoplasm of that cells of the root nodules. Cytoplasm of the cells of the nodule shows a red color pigment that is called the leg hemoglobin. It is essential for nitrogen fixation. What is essential for nitrogen fixation? The red color pigment that is called as leg hemoglobin. So leg hemoglobin consists of that cytoplasm of the nodule. Cytoplasm of the cells of the nodule, they can show a red color pigment that is called the leg hemoglobin. It is very essential for the nitrogen fixation. So it is called the oxygen scavenger or biochemical curtain. What is leg hemoglobin? Called as the oxygen scavenger or biochemical curtain. So it supplies oxygen to aerobic bacteroids. Which is supplies the oxygen? Leg hemoglobin. Leg hemoglobin supplies oxygen to the aerobic bacteroids. The enzyme nitrogenase is totally an aerobic system. So in the presence of oxygen, it cannot work. In the presence of oxygen, the enzyme nitrogenase is not working. Hence, the diffusion of oxygen into the region where nitrogenase system is present is inhibited by that leg hemoglobin. So in this process, the leg hemoglobin is act as a key role in the fixing of the nitrogen, fixation of the nitrogen. So oxygen, the diffusion of the oxygen into the region, the nitrogenase system is present, it is inhibited by leg hemoglobin. So in this process, the iron, molybdenum and cobalt, these three are very essential for the symbiotic nitrogen fixation. Iron, molybdenum and cobalt, these three are essential for the symbiotic nitrogen fixation. Iron is a constituent of the leg hemoglobin and as well as nitrogenase also. So iron, it is a constituent of leg hemoglobin and nitrogenase, and molybdenum is a component of nitrogenase. Molybdenum, it is a component of the nitrogenase. Cobalt is necessary for the growth of the bacteroids. That's why iron, molybdenum, cobalt, these three are the very essential elements for the symbiotic nitrogen fixation. So these three elements are have that leg hemoglobin, at the same time nitrogenase enzyme also. So this is the nitrogen fixation, and we can see the conclusion of the nitrogen fixation. The nitrogen is a limiting nutrient for plants even though molecular nitrogen is readily available in atmosphere, and plants do not have the nitrogenase enzyme, thus have to depend on prokaryotics to absorb nitrogen. Nitrogen fixation is the first step of nitrogen cycle, and it is two types, biological and non-biological nitrogen fixation. Biological nitrogen fixation occurs in two ways. Symbiotic, where it involves the prokaryotic interaction with plants via root nodules, and asymbiotic, where free living microorganisms fix the atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. So non-symbiotic, non-biological nitrogen fixation involves the lighting process to fix atmospheric nitrogen into the soil. Because of high demand of energy, this nitrogen fixation is tightly regulated by various methods. So this is the what is nitrogen metabolism, and how nitrogen fixing is available in the atmospheric, what are the types of nitrogen fixation, and what the way to the formation of the root nodules. This is the nitrogen metabolism topic, and next we can discuss about that mechanism of biological nitrogen fixation and nitrogen cycle coming classes. So thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.